consciousness or the self. That means, who am I? That concept in psychology is identified as a superego, but yoga has 5,000, 10,000 years ago had identified there is something beyond the mind and body, which is the source of all that. So Art of Living Foundation, which was created about 34 years ago by a young man named, right now he's His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji, but at that time he was only about 26 years old. And he started this movement single-handedly, and right now there are about 375 million people who have benefited from his contribution in about 152 countries where Art of Living now has a presence. And our primary example that if the mind and self is the source of all solutions, then why do we not also manage our mind and go out and change our life? It's very simple. Except there is a problem. That we, by thinking and trying, we cannot manage our mind. We close our eyes and say, I'm going to meditate, no thoughts. Guess what's going to show up? No thoughts. So one of the secrets, which is very obvious that has been ignored so far, and yoga builds a foundation of that, is the breath. Breath is the controlling force of the mind. So in our Art of Living, in our event that we are going to host, actually we will present that holistic concept of yoga, not only that, yeah, we can do exercise, and that we can do meditate, and that we can tell you the design of human beings, how the mind, body, and system works, but in reality, we're going to actually present you and demonstrate that by controlling the breath, you can control the mind, and by controlling the mind, you can access the self, and by accessing the self, that who you are, that consciousness that operates, you build the relationships, and come down and generate some healing experiences. And given that, right now we have joined about over 75 organizations that have come on this platform, and I want to acknowledge and thank you. Some of them are present and some of them are not, and we will be identifying some of our flyers and press releases that will be available today. And coming down to just one more fact that now Jake had pointed out, that I'm going to do some yoga. So my yoga in a suit is going to be look different, in the sense that there's one more statistics which I noticed only a couple of days ago. We, with the age of computers, and which I spend quite a bit of time in front of it, we become totally immobile. By sitting 7, 8 hours a day in front of the computer, it has been pointed out, the statistics is surfacing, that life expectancy is being reduced by 33%. So now if you're sitting in the office, what do? You're sitting in a security, and I got a whole computer, I'm not going to go out and take a walk. Because that stops. Okay. So what can you do while sitting in an office? So I'm going to do about 2 minutes.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. So here it is. Basically, while you're sitting, and I just take it. So while sitting in here, there are certain things that we can do periodically. You don't have to do it in a sequence. That is yoga. But we call it chair yoga. So number one is breathing.